No. Send a text to Anne-Marie saying, it seems to be working now that I restarted the app.
Okay, I'll send this.
Hey, Cheryl. Yeah, it was a problem with their app. So I've been looking at some third-party apps to do this, but so far nothing's come out that I like. Hi, Michelle. Now see if I can actually see this thing. Oh, there it is. It says we're live again. Yeah, it was their app. The app, something went wrong. One of the APIs went off into the next world somewhere. Right, Peach? While Peach is bouncing, are you being bouncy girl? You're being the bouncy Peach? Hmm? Thanks, Falcon Sue. Yeah, there's other apps that I can get on here with, but so far I haven't been overly happy with them. Tried a few. I'll have to try some more. Because this was strictly app specific. The app itself went south. And when I tried to log back in, it just kept saying can't connect. So. Hey, Doris. So we got some people. Lisa is back. Falcon Sue. Amy's here. Cheryl is here. Michelle is here. Doris is here. Hey, Peach. She's really wanting to see somebody. I'm going to show her what's on the screen because she doesn't believe me, I don't think. This is what's on the screen, Peach. It's you. Okay, I'll give it a try. You know, that's funny. Talking about your daughter saying something. One of the funniest, being an old computer guy, and I'm old and a computer guy. There's a help desk video out there by the 3 Dead Trolls. It's old, okay, so they're going to be talking about floppy disks and that kind of thing, but it's still relevant. And there's a bit in there about having to. Do you have a child in the house? It's hilarious. Whenever I talk to somebody and I have to talk to help desk, I always tell them to go watch that video. So if you look up 3 Dead Trolls and help desk, you'll find it. Yeah, up to this point, Twitch is, I've heard of it too, but to me a Twitch is what I get whenever I try to give Sugar medicine right now. She is starting to fight me about taking her medicine. And it's not because she doesn't want it. It's because she wants to go right outside. And I don't want her going directly outside because that would leave her out unattended for 10 minutes. And I am not going to do that, so. Yes, if you could do as Amy asks and like this video, hit that button. And subscribe too. And remember to hit the bell so you'll know when we're coming on. Oh, yeah, it's funny. It's Aaron. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Yeah, I actually got my my help desk instructor to play that for the class. I mean, I just showed it to him, and then he went up front and put it on. He goes, "You guys got to see this." And it was important to help us to see it. It's a good way to know exactly how to deal with people. Just don't read the cartoons for the next day. How do you? Yeah, well, yes and no. I clip, and I also use Dremel. I don't recommend anybody doing any dremeling on a parrot and until you've practiced with it. And there's lots of ways you can practice with it. One way to practice with a Dremel is go take a class in how to make jewelry, because they'll be working you with a Dremel a bit. But you just need to take a hard stone of some kind. Actually, your best bet would be to work on obsidian. Because if you can take a piece of obsidian and you can Dremel it without cracking it, then you'll be able to work okay on these guys. Dremeling is something that I spent a little time talking to the vet about, but I worked in doing jewelry for a long time. So, as an amateur jeweler, and so I have 3 birds here. I have to do their beaks, and then I like to Dremel the nails because I can almost never get blood that way. Because I can tell if I get to the point where there's going to be the nerve endings are there, they'll make a little sound and back up, and that tells me I don't want to go any farther. Where if you clip, you better have your super clot available to clot their toenail from bleeding. Yeah, and since I got here, I'm doing it once a week, and that's everybody. What I like to do is do one a day. But the problem with doing that here is that I have to set up. At the other place I had an area that was set for it. Here I have to set up to do 1 set of nails, so I've been doing them once a week. I prefer to do 1 or 2 a day, if possible. No, Peach is not calm. She was just bouncing a minute ago, weren't you, Peach? She says, there ain't much I can do sitting on his lap. Is there, Peaches? Do you believe me now? She got to see that there are no people. It's just a Peach face on there, right, Peach? And Bob is still hiding. Hey, Bob. Babaloo. Bob, 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 Babaloo. Ba 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 ba-ba-doo. Ba-ba-doo. Cecil, what are you doing? Yeah, they've thrashed their toys. It's amazing how quickly you make a toy and then it ends up looking like that one in Cecil's cage. And then, excuse me, that's Snowball's cage. Cecil's cage, he's got a couple of pieces of wood left. You give him 2 toys and they end up looking like that in a day. It's amazing how quickly he can destroy. Other ones don't do it quite so fast. You know, old Kaz down there, Kazi, Kaz. I switched the toys out, but she won't destroy a toy. It'll take a week for her to destroy a toy, so I just move them around. There are certain ones I move the toys around with. I'll move hers into Lorelei's cage, and then I'll move that one into Sugar's cage, and then I'll move that one over into Lorelei's cage, and then I rotate the next one into Pippa's cage. And that's the rotation. So they just go around in the rotation there. The other ones have to have their toys made every day. Bob does that to his toys. You see no wood on that one, right? That was from yesterday. He chewed most of the other one up and got rid of all the things I attach. So, didn't you, Bob? Yep. And all that extra stuff went with yesterday's trash. And today is another toy making day. Plus I have to make their food for tomorrow and the next few days. Peaches, are you okay, Peaches? Bob, you're a nut. Hey, Bob. What, Bob? Yeah. Yeah, he's a Triton. They're high maintenance. But he's especially high maintenance, being rehomed 8 times in the first 11 years of his life. And then, the people who were doing the rehoming they left him mostly Christmas ornaments instead of toys, so. Right, Bob? Yeah, all 3 birds I got from that same source, which is no longer in existence. They got bought out by one of these big corporations. They all have trouble with consuming dried feces, so. And it's all because they didn't have enough toys, so they had to find something to play with. Hey, Sherry's little gang. Peaches, what are you doing? Are we bouncing? She's been climbing in the aviary. Oops, and now I'm the aviary. Am I the aviary, Peach? Am I the aviary? Peach girl? Gonna climb up on me? Do a little bounce? Yeah, I use some plastic. It's separators to put where I put the wood in between. So there's plastic in there, and they can destroy that plastic if they really want to. But the main thing they're doing is chewing the wood, and by having separators in there, it makes the toy look a little more interesting. Ah. Hey, what are you doing? Hey. What are you doing? Yeah, I used to cut the wood for the toys too, but that equipment is gone now because I had no place to put it here. So it's in storage. Except for the drill press. I actually gave that to someone because I needed to get a bunch of stuff out of that place. And I didn't have a lot of time to do it. I was sick. I came down sick, and partially because of that nasty stuff under the house, obviously. Thank you, Amy, for that super chat. Much appreciated. Popcorn for you over there, kid. In fact, I do have some popcorn out there for her. She got a little popcorn last night, didn't you? We'll get more today, though. I'll make more popcorn for you, okay? Peach, are you having fun? You have to see what Peaches is doing here. Get this thing to turn around. Peaches, what you doing, Peaches? It's a Bouncy Peach. Is it a Bouncy Peach? It is. Well, actually, we all came down sick. Everybody took stuff out of that place. And the only thing I heard on a recording from the landlord is, well, it doesn't stink anymore. You're supposed to, on a stage 2 flood like that, where you have stuff that's gone nasty underneath the home, you're supposed to have special people come in and clean it. I know because I used to work in the plumbing industry many, many moons ago as an executive. And whenever we had some kind of a flood, we called, mostly we used a company called Emergency Services Restoration in the San Diego area. And they would come out and do the mitigation to keep from mold and other things, bacteria and mold affecting the people who were living there. So, no, they did none of that. So, yes, wearing hazmat suits, exactly. Yep. None of that was done there. So, what are you doing? Are we bouncing? Are we the bouncy girl? Are we the bouncy girl? Probably not. Well, I'm sure I won't say sure, but I'd be relatively certain that she's not done any mitigation for the bacteria and mold that's formed. So, yeah, I wish I had a picture of him. You would laugh. Looks like he's straight out of the big house. Yeah. What are you doing? Well, not straight out because he had to grow his hair a bit. What are you doing? What you doing? Hmm? I think she's going to move her son in there. I think that was her intent, but I don't know. You know, I'm just guessing. Especially since he would walk down with her when she came on the property illegally. You have to ask for permission to enter property like that. So, Peaches, careful. She was trying to grab my shirt to hold on, and I was in there. I was in the shirt. I was in the shirt. I know you weren't trying to get me. I know you too well. Oh, look at that foot. Look at that foot. Yeah, I know. I love you too. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Yeah, this is one of the happy birds here. Always loves to be around people. Gets along with everybody. Why do you have to be the one that gets really sick, huh? It's not fair. No. But life isn't fair, is it? No. Nope. It's not. Look at that foot. Where are you going? What you want to do? You want to sit over closer to me? Okay. Okay. I love you too, Peaches. I love you too. Bouncy girl. Yeah, they don't make them like this, do they? Just don't make these wonderful birds like Peaches, do they? Just don't make them. Well, they're all wonderful in different ways, but this one has just got the best personality for people. And she's such a happy bird. Been suffering with the fused vertebrae in her neck, the arthritis in her spine, not being able to get around, and yet she's just a happy girl. And now she's still happy and she's sick. So, aren't you? Aren't you? Big silly girl. Yep, she's a wonder, that one. Whoops, I just dropped the phone. I don't think she wants on my shoulder, but she's kind of in the climbing mode, and there's not much to climb on me. I don't think she'd sit on my shoulder. She might. She has in the past, but see what she does. You want to get up on my chest? You want to get on my shoulder? What do you want to do? Gonna lean up against me. That's it. That's it. Whack me in the head. Yeah, this one stays busy. She does. Don't you? Love you, Peach. I love you too, Peaches. This is definitely not the angle you want to have her sing her song, though. If she decided to sing her song, I would be listening to, instead of 25 decibels of ear ringing, I'd be up to 50 for a while. Wouldn't I? Wouldn't I, Peach? Whoops, careful. She still has a pretty good sense of balance. Well, what do I know about ringnecks? Well, we have a video about ringnecks. Eric had 2 ringnecks that were born with a genetic problem, and we have a video on that. I've never had a ringneck for more than a few days. Back when we used to do rescue, we had a few associated with the sanctuary, but none that stayed with us. So I don't specifically know their behaviors or what they particularly like to eat. I can certainly find out more, though. I've got tons of literature. And any questions you have about their behavior, I'm sure Eric could answer, so I'll pass those on. Yeah. Well, yeah, but see if she'll get on my shoulder. Want to get on my shoulder? I doubt it. No, most people think that they're going to be dominant if they sit on your. Um, most people believe because they've been told that you don't want a cockatoo or any parrot to sit on your shoulder because they'll become dominant. The issue there is that there is no dominance in parrots. They don't have a hierarchy. Chickens have a pecking order, but parrots don't. It's basically an egalitarian society. You know, they raise their kids together. They live together in a community that generally gets along. There are only a few rare exceptions where it doesn't, where there's a problem. And there's no dominance. So if she sits on my shoulder, I have nothing to be concerned about. The only thing that you need to be concerned about, if you're going to let a bird do that, is are you okay if you get bitten? Because a bird can bite for various reasons, especially if they care about you and somebody comes running up to you. So, but I have birds sitting on my shoulder, on my head, all around me all the time. I'm not concerned about it. As I like to quote the movie Fight Club, I don't want to die without any scars. But as far as facial scars, the only thing I've ever had done to my head, and it was my fault, it's always your fault though when it happens. Either you didn't see it coming or you weren't thinking when you set things up. But I shaved my beard off and I should have known better. Bob does not take changes in behavior very well. So he gave me an ear piercing, bit me on the side of the face. Again, that's because I changed my appearance. And you have to be careful with that. I know that I've had a lot of people say, well, I didn't change anything, but, you know, it can be something small. I like to bring up my, hey, hi for the peaches. Hi for the peaches. I'm Amy. Where was I, Peach? You're doing, oh, there's the high four back. There's the high four back. Yeah, every bite that I've ever had, I can tell you why. If Peaches gets too excited, she will sometimes nip, and it's because there's no way that no matter how much painkiller you give her, you're going to be able to stop her from being in pain. It could, although their sense of smell is not that well developed, as far as we know. But, you know, you got to be careful with odors around these guys anyway, because they, you know, things that can irritate their lungs can cause them to stop breathing, so. So we can try to keep the lung irritants to a minimum, right, Peach? Right, Peaches? Hey, I have a lanyard around my neck because I have to go get her medicine as soon as the post office drops it off. Because it's 100 and, what? 39, wait, I can look at my watch. Ouch, Peaches. She's trying to grab that lanyard. Sit down here for a sec. What is it outside? It's 36 degrees outside. So it looks like it's not going to get as hot as they were predicting, which is a good thing. I don't believe that. It says we have cloud cover. That's hard to believe. They don't get clouds here. Do we, Peach? Do we, Peaches? Well, do we? Yeah, so I have no problem having them on my shoulders, and she won't get up there. She doesn't want to. But you'll see me in the aviary with them crawling all over, including sitting on my shoulder. I was told that Jasmine would bite your ears if she was on your shoulder, and I don't know what they were doing with her, but she doesn't do that. She will sometimes nibble a bit if she's trying to get your attention, but as far as biting, no. And I have my own stipulative definition. A bite is where it draws blood. A nip is where they pinch your skin, okay? So. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I like it when they ride on my shoulder. I wish I could have done that at the Renaissance fairs we used to go to, but the problem there is there's hawks, right? So I can't have them on my shoulder outside, and of course, they're in an aviator harness. They're not going to fly away, even if they get scared, but hawks could get them, so. Yeah, lately she's been flying away from me because she wants to stay in the aviary, and she can't be in there with Cecil because Cecil is a barber. He's also known as Sweeney Todd. Hi, baby. Unfortunately, it happens with captives. It doesn't happen in the wild, as far as we know. They'll start yanking out the feathers of other birds, but. Yeah. Yeah, animals. Most people that don't know will not let them sit on your shoulder. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't some kind of potential danger. Those beaks are strong, and they'll use them to defend you. So people have had bad bites and things. In fact, one of the ladies that I met who was doing dog rescue but also bird rescue showed me a big scar on her lip, her lower lip. It went from the chin all the way up to the top of the lip. And when she went to have it sewn up, she had some excuse. She did not tell him that it was a bird that did it. And it was a new rescue, and he had been terribly mistreated. And she was sick, sitting in a chair, and he was up on a perch. She fell asleep. He came over and bit her lip. And what she was telling me is that, within a few months, he became her most trusted companion. She will let him sit anywhere, either shoulder, top of her head, wherever, right on her chest, looking her straight in the eyes. These guys are not mean by nature, but you got to understand them. So. Oh, Cecil? Yeah, Cecil is. Whoa, no falling, Peach. He's a handsome boy, that boy. Aren't you? There he goes. Cecil? Yeah, that is Cecil Jekyll as opposed to Cecil Hyde. And his other name would be Cecil Sweeney Todd, but you don't want him around Lorelei because he will pull her feathers out. So, and it's just because he is mated to her mentally, so. Actually, that's Roman doing the ranting. Romeo, he's ranting. Aren't you? Aren't you, Pete? Aren't you? Yeah, look at that boy. I love you, Romeo. He's done in his toy, too. He still has wood, but he doesn't have any finger traps. Well, he has two finger traps left on there. 3. But it's amazing what they can do to toys in one day. Jeez. A Jasmine who looks, talking about their personalities. This one here. Well, thanks for coming by, Lisa Bantry. And we don't always know exactly. Yes, Romeo is an umbrella. Yeah, he is. We don't know exactly when we do these. It depends on the weather and whether or not it's too hot. And it was too hot to even do it early this morning, so. But, this one, talking about personalities, she's sitting there calmly, but you should see her run around. She was running all over the place last night on the couch. Weren't you? Yeah, I know. You always give me that look. And this guy, he loves to get sprayed with water. He just puts his wings out and he says, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And this one likes to be preened. He'll come up to get preened to almost any bird. He'll put himself in danger to get preened. But when most people see him, he's just sitting, especially at this time of day. And Pippa, there's a little whirlwind. There's our little Triton with a lot of attitude. Yep, she likes to eat ladyfingers while they're still attached to the ladies. She has issues with women, and we're going to get around that eventually. But she's high energy, and she says, "What do you say over there?" You say, "That's right, that's right." She says, "That's right." When she came to us, she didn't have anything she said. You know, she just makes these cute little pipping sounds, which fits. She's Pippa. And then Lucy, she's a snuggle bunny. If you're not careful, she'll let you snuggle with her all day. Won't you? Well, unfortunately, our time's up, and I have to go check the mail to make sure that the medicine is not sitting out in the heat. So thank you all for coming. Thank you so much. And we're going to do this again on Wednesday, and I think we're going to have a little preview of a video call that I did, which is basically looking at these birds through my eyes. So we're going to put that premiere up, and we're going to have a nice chat. So, and thanks for coming, animals. Nice to see you, and Michelle and Aaron and Falcon Sue and Amy and Aaron. Thank you all for being here. Cheryl, I hope I haven't forgotten anybody, but my memory isn't the greatest. Goth 42. You guys have a great day, and I'm going to go check to see if that medicine has arrived. So we have some, but we need more, so don't want to leave it outside. We will talk at you later.